At 29,000 feet, the summit of Everest is not a place for ordinary life. The air is thin. The wind is violent. The temperature can kill. For a human being, every breath becomes a struggle. Without support, the brain begins to starve for oxygen. The muscles weaken. The body fails. But above this frozen death zone, a flock of bar-headed geese continues to fly. Steady, calm, unbroken. They are moving through air so thin that most animals would collapse. So what is their secret? The answer is hidden beneath the feathers. Birds are not just animals with wings. They are complete biological machine, rebuilt from the inside out for one-purpose flight. Humans build metal jets to conquer the sky. Engines, turbines, fuel tanks, cooling systems, navigation systems, and lightweight frames. But evolution built something even more elegant. A machine made of bone, blood, air, muscle, heat, and instinct. Welcome to the bio-machine. To understand bird flight, we must begin with breath. Human lungs work like flexible bags. Air moves in, oxygen is absorbed, and then air moves out. But the problem is that inhalation and exhalation share the same path. Fresh air mixes with stale air. We get oxygen, but only in pulses. Birds solve this problem in a completely different way. Their lungs are not simple bags. They are part of a complex air sac system. Air flows through them in one direction, like a high-performance ventilation circuit. When a bird inhales, fresh air moves into rear air sacs. When it exhales, that fresh air is pushed through the lungs. Then, on the next breath, air continues moving forward and out through the front sacs. The result is astonishing. A bird receives fresh oxygen during inhalation and exhalation. Inhale oxygen. Exhale oxygen. A continuous stream of air passes through rigid lung tubes, called parabronchi, allowing extremely efficient gas exchange. While our lungs work in waves, bird lungs work like a flow-through engine. They are turbocharged by their own breath. This is how a bar-headed goose can fly over the Himalayas. Its hemoglobin grabs oxygen even when oxygen is scarce. Its lungs pull oxygen with extreme efficiency. Its heart pushes that oxygen through the body. Its muscles use it with ruthless precision. At an altitude where humans begin to fail, the bird keeps climbing. But oxygen is only the beginning. To move that oxygen, birds need powerful hearts. A hummingbird hovering in front of a flower is one of the most extreme engines in nature. Its wings beat in a blur. Its body burns energy at a terrifying rate. And inside that tiny chest, the heart may beat around 1,200 times per minute. That is 20 beats every second. A human heart at rest may beat around 70 times per minute. A hummingbird's heart is operating in a different biological universe. It is a high-pressure pump designed for absolute performance. Blood moves fast. Oxygen arrives fast. Sugar is burned fast. Every second is expensive. A hummingbird is always just a few hours away from starvation. Its beauty depends on constant fuel. Its miracle depends on metabolism, pushed to the edge. Birds live fast because flight demands it. Their body temperature is also extreme. Many birds maintain a normal temperature around 40 to 42 degrees Celsius. For humans, that would be a dangerous fever. For birds, it is baseline operation. A bird is essentially a flying furnace. This high temperature helps chemical reactions happen faster. Muscles respond quickly. Nerves fire rapidly. Digestion accelerates. The entire body is warmed for speed, precision, and endurance. But an engine that hot must also avoid overheating. Birds use evaporative cooling through the throat, a process called gular fluttering. They open the beak and rapidly vibrate tissues to release heat. Some birds radiate heat through exposed skin or large structures like beaks. A toucan's beak, for example, can act like a thermal radiator. The furnace must stay hot enough to power flight, but cool enough not to destroy itself. This is the balance of the bio-machine. Now look at the frame. A bird skeleton looks fragile, but that is misleading. Many bird bones are pneumatic, meaning they are filled with air spaces connected to the respiratory system. Hollow does not mean weak. Inside those bones are reinforced struts, like the internal supports of an aircraft wing. Light, but strong. Air-filled, but stable. Minimal mass, maximum structure. A bird's skeleton can be incredibly light, sometimes lighter than its feathers. But it can still support massive flight muscles and withstand the forces of takeoff, landing, diving, and maneuvering. Every gram matters. Every bone is a compromise for the sky. The chest is where the real engine is mounted. Flying birds have a large keel bone, a deep ridge on the breastbone, where powerful pectoral muscles attach. These muscles can make up a huge percentage of the bird's body mass. Without the keel, there is no anchor. Without the anchor, there is no wing stroke. Without the wing stroke, there is no sky. Feathers complete the machine. They are light, flexible, and interlocking. Under a microscope, feather barbs and barbules connect like natural Velcro, forming a smooth airfoil. When damaged, birds preen them back into place. Feathers are not decoration. They are smart material. They insulate, waterproof, steer, brake, signal, and lift. A bird's outer surface is a living aerodynamic system. But flight also requires weight reduction in places we rarely think about. Teeth are heavy. Heavy jaws are heavy. A bladder full of liquid is heavy. Slow digestion is heavy. So birds evolve different solutions. instead of teeth. Many birds use a gizzard. They swallow small stones, called gastroliths, which sit inside this muscular organ. The gizzard grinds food internally, crushing seeds and tough material without the need for heavy jaws. The mouth stays light. The stomach does the chewing. This is an evolutionary weight-saving strategy. Their waste system is also engineered for flight. Mammals produce liquid urine, which requires water and storage. Birds produce uric acid, a semi-solid white paste that uses very little water. They reabsorb as much water as possible before waste leaves the body. Less water lost. Less weight carried. Maximum efficiency. Even digestion can be optimized for flight. Some birds process food very quickly, reducing dead weight before takeoff. Others use a crop, a storage pouch in the throat, to swallow food fast and digest later when safe. Pigeons can even produce crop milk, a nutrient-rich secretion for feeding young. Every system serves the mission. Eat quickly. Store efficiently. Digest fast. Carry less. For birds that live at sea, the machine adapts again. Albatrosses and other seabirds can drink seawater because they have salt glands that filter excess salt from the blood. The salt is expelled through the nostrils, almost like a biological desalination plant. They do not need fresh water in the middle of the ocean. They bring the filter with them. Diving birds add another upgrade. Penguins and other divers store extra oxygen in their muscles using myoglobin, a protein that binds oxygen. Their muscles become internal scuba tanks. They can dive into cold darkness, hold breath, resist pressure, and return. The same bird body plan can be modified for sky, sea, desert, sea, and mountain. That is the genius of evolution. Birds also know when to shut the engine down. A hummingbird may enter torpor at night, lowering its heart rate dramatically and reducing its body temperature to conserve energy. In the daytime, it is a living spark. At night, it becomes almost still, saving enough fuel to reach morning. Even the most intense engine needs rest. Migratory birds take this efficiency to the extreme. Before long journeys, they store fat because fat holds more energy per gram than any other fuel. Some birds double their body weight before migration. Then they burn that fuel across oceans, deserts, and continents. The bar-tailed godwit can fly non-stop for days across the Pacific. No landing. No eating. No sleep in the ordinary human sense. Just wings, lungs, heart, fat, and direction. Some birds can even use unihemispheric sleep, resting one half of the brain while the other remains active. One eye may stay open. The body keeps flying. The journey continues. They never fully turn off until the job is done. In flocks. The machine becomes collective. Birds flying in a V formation use the air vortices from the bird ahead to save energy. Each bird behind gets a small lift. The leader works hardest, then rotates back so another can take the front. It is aerodynamic cooperation. Team-based fuel economy. A fleet of biomachines sharing the cost of flight. And all of this is controlled by a brain built for speed. Bird brains pack dense neurons into small spaces. Their visual systems process rapid motion, distance, color, and navigation with incredible efficiency. A falcon diving at hundreds of kilometers per hour cannot afford slow thinking. A hummingbird hovering in place cannot afford delayed correction. A migrating bird crossing a continent cannot afford confusion. They think as fast as they fly. The eyes are protected by a transparent third eyelid called the nictitating membrane. It sweeps across the eye like a built-in contact lens, keeping vision clear during speed, dust, wind, water, and impact. The lungs never waste air. The heart never hesitates. The bones carry strength without excess mass. The muscles burn fuel like high-performance engines. The feathers shape the air. The brain keeps the system coordinated. This is not one adaptation. It is total integration. A bird is not simply a creature that learned to fly. It is a body rebuilt around flight. Every organ, every bone, every breath, every heartbeat has been negotiated with gravity. The result is one of the most efficient biological engines ever designed for the sky. A goose over Everest. A hummingbird at a flower. A falcon in a vertical dive. An albatross gliding over open ocean. A penguin diving beneath Antarctic ice. Different forms. One principle. Efficiency. Nothing wasted. Nothing accidental. Every system tuned to the edge of possibility. The sky is not just their home. It is their purpose. And beneath every feather is a machine more advanced than it looks. A machine made not by metal, but by life. A machine refined by millions of years of pressure, hunger, distance, storm, and survival. So the next time a bird lifts from a branch and vanishes into the air, remember what you are seeing. Not just wings. Not just feathers. A living engine. A high-efficiency body built to do what humans once thought impossible. Birds are the most efficient biological engines ever designed for the sky.